HSP was using it a lot more effectively in that game one. So, but yeah, somehow find a way to stop Exalt, I guess would be the easy answer, but certainly easier said than done. It is the map that T1 chose, though. I go back to that. This is what T1 chose, an Icebox. This is a map where we could potentially see a Sage coming out as well. You got to kind of wonder, maybe is Skadoodle going to go back to his roots on Sage? So it'll be interesting to see what happens there, too.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting, too, them picking Icebox. Like, T1 is one of those teams that they have very deep roots in Counter-Strike with, obviously, Skadoodle, Automatic, etc. And this is probably like the most hated Valorant map for Counter-Strike players, I would imagine, just because it's so huge. The rotations take forever. There's so many corners. There's verticality all over the place. So maybe they're trying to throw off the HSP guys because, as we learned, they're also, you know, a Counter-Strike stack coming over. But will it actually throw them off is the question. And, you know, just a little bit of extra information. HSP, this is a team that they have a coach, they've got a manager, so they're ready to roll. And clearly they've been putting in the work because they look pretty clean in map number 1. We're in agent select now for map number 2 here on Icebox T1. On the attacking side, they've got a Jet, they've got a Sage, they've got a Raze, they've got a Viper for Curry, and they have Dazed, of course, on the Sova again. Gonna be running it back with the Breach again for Nosy. For the side of HSP, Sage, Sova, Jet, and Omen joining the crew for the defenders.
I mean, this is we saw this the last time we cast it too. I mean, there's some players that do like Viper, and if you like Viper, Icebox is maybe one of the two maps, Icebox and Split, rather the two maps that come to mind where Viper might not be a bad pick, and especially at Icebox, she can hold down especially that B site by herself pretty darn well. As we have seen. So I'm liking this Viper pick from Curry. I'm guessing, of course, he's very comfortable on it. But yeah, as also somewhat expected, Sage this is a map for her too. You have some great angles to use the walls, especially what we see in that, I'm blanking on the name of it, but that
the tube
area, yeah, the tube, yeah. I'm like, help me here, Elevator. The tube to block that off is a strategy we see quite a bit as well. But doesn't look like we have that here. We do have T1 hitting B aggressively. How about Curry? He is just sitting in spawn, waiting for rotations.
He's playing Battleship right now, back in that destroyer up there. The attackers spawn. He's expecting these rotations to come in pretty hard and fast. I mean, they kind of have to. The map is so wide that you basically have to sprint from one side to the other, and that means oftentimes you miss a couple angles here and there. Curry gonna find a free kill on Miniature as the Sage tries to rotate, and with that, they're going to cue the rotation back to A site, expecting that Sage to be the last one out. Dazed finds a kill on Exalt coming down from the tube. I'll call it feeding tube sometimes, since it leads into the kitchen. Exalt will be on a feeding tube after this round. It'll be a 3-on-5 defense now for HSP, and T1 switching it up once again, trying to use this Viper wall, abuse the vision that it provides or obscures.
30 seconds
Take it
left.
to B.
Yeah, they are going to go to B. I like to see this movement here back and forth for T1. It's they're keeping them guessing on HSP's side. The wall goes down, the bomb being planted, and Automatic will be able to get it down. Losing a teammate nearby, though, took some damage in the meantime. As Nosy goes down there too, but T1 eventually cleans up. They had the numbers from the beginning, and they will finish strong as they still remain with 3 alive. So yeah, the very patient play there from T1 all the way back to Curry's literally sitting in spawn, waiting for rotations. And it obviously paid off. I mean, you have that timer there for a reason. You might as well use as much of it as possible. As it's quite the highlight here, AFK camper. But hey, it's a strategy that works sometimes, especially on Icebox, right? It's certainly something you can see, and now you know that HSP is going to be checking for that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just one more angle that they have to check, right? Which makes the rotations longer. Pretty aggressive play, I guess, as expected from Exalt, as he takes the zip line across over to the pipes area. Once again, I actually am kind of surprised that Curry is again camping spawn. Like, really?
Yeah. It's why not? I guess. I mean, this seems like their game plan. T1's not going to necessarily look to hit a site initially. They're just being very cautious about it. They're waiting for some picks, overextensions, however you want to look at it. And whichever way they go, Curry's just there to take out the rotation. But this is a little funky because they have people at both sides right now. So exactly sure what the game plan is at this time around.
Yeah, like what's the Viper's purpose if you have a Raze over here pushing up B? But I don't know. T1 again, just trying to play this information game. It seems like they put up the Viper wall to fake B. Perhaps Skadoodle pushed up pretty aggressively, kind of bait out some utility from the breach before maybe slamming at A as the spike rotates over there. Josh RT alone on site for now. Exalt quickly rotating up the stairs in the back of A site to reinforce his buddy. And now will be punished. Josh goes down as Spider dashes off the information from the recon dart. Marshall in hand for Exalt. This is not the most effective weapon on the retake by any means, but you can look for a pick, unable to find one as he goes down dazed. Curry.
Oh my god.
This is just like the tilt. It's got to be the tilt at this point, right? Man,
and it's the same
exact
person.
same spot. That is.
Oh jeez. Yeah, you feel for me. You know he's like, what are you doing? Like what? Why? You saw him even check there a couple times. Like, okay, he's not actually there this time, but he was hiding in the other corner. But hey, you know what? It's a mind game thing, if anything. I really think it's a mental game, whether it's the tilt factor or, like I said, now whenever they're rotating in this area, they're gonna be very, very cautious about it, whether he's there or not. Is the great thing. But at least, well, no, again, HSP actually did buy that last round, so they're gonna be on essentially I don't call it a half buy, but they're forcing out some smaller guns, a buck even in hand. That they're playing fast there. Nosy is trying to spray, but Skadoodle, he falls back in time.
Look
Not
at
gonna give
where
him a free
Curry
kill.
is, man. He's in the same spot again.
Why not?
And you know, I mean, it kind of makes sense this round. You're kind of expecting some sort of aggressive play to come out. Spider, though, taking the aggression to the side of HSP, clearing out the A site for T1. Should be an easy plant now. And this is looking pretty rough for HSP at this point. Of course, outgunned and outmanned. Skadoodle finds Nosy as well in the cross. Spider missed the jump. It's okay. It happens.
He'll still be fine. He's holding an angle down here. Skadoodle, meanwhile, finds Jason, and now Exalt. Picks up a Sheriff. 1 versus 5. Do some economic damage. Gotta hit those heads, though. See if he's able to find somebody. Spider could be that somebody soon. It decides better of it.
Play the explosion, maybe. Automatic gets the early information. Here comes a jet from Spider. Anime battle in mid as Spider able to catch Exalt at close range and gun him down. T1 gets their 3rd round, and will this now, as we head into round number 4, will Curry once again play the battleship game? It's like he's going to set up the wall and fall back. Shall see. We shall
I like
see.
how that's what we're waiting for. Does he sit AFK and spawn? Oh my God, it's like, oh my gosh, that's where we're at. Anyways, the guns, of course, coming into play this time for headshot percentage. So we'll see how this round plays out. Exalt, though, he's got the operator. Again, he was the MVP in game 1. We're touched on his name quite a bit for good reason. So currently, he is holding more towards A. But to answer the question, Curry is going back to his cozy place, which is in that spawn area. So he did his utility. He goes back. The team is working towards B. This seems very similar to that first round strategy that T1 pulled off. So not expecting them to hit it hard, just maybe play a waiting game and see about rotating.
Well, they do put up the walls. Curry rotates out of the ship finally. You know, to be fair, he really is locking down these rotations through middle and, you know, deep A. So really just kind of making the rotations one-dimensional from HSP and just continuing to hold the flank now on the Viper. No rotation so far from headshot percentage, as they still believe that maybe something will happen A, but wall will go up for automatic as he goes for the plant as well. Miniature going to be gunned down first after taking out Skadoodle. I've heard
nice kill.
plenty of people talking about this map. You know, there's so many corners, so many angles to watch. One of the best ways to get rid of them is just put up a couple walls of your own.
Yeah.
Cut off most of those angles.
Yeah, that's you know, both teams have Sage, but only one team has that Viper, so that's a good point. You know, both or T1, they get to use that double wall to their big time advantage on offense here. But Josh RT is charging out. He gets 1 kill. Some assists with the utility. Finds a second, finds a third. He's spraying for the 4th. Can't find it initially. Defuse is happening though. He needs to protect his teammate. And he's gonna do just that. It looks like no, Curry gets the kill.
Oh, and the Viper Molly pushes him off the spike.
The Molly play from Curry, that was big. I was wondering what Nosy was doing, but of course that makes sense. He cannot save a gun, but he did the job to get the round win and makes it 4-0 T1. Curry comes through. He shows that he can do more than kill people from that spawn area. He can make some big plays after the plant.
Absolutely. I mean, Josh RT tried to make a big play there. Some really clean Vandal work there. Unfortunately, not enough for headshot percentage. Great Molly lineup for Curry. Obviously, he's been practicing this Viper. He has his style down. And you see this a lot in Europe, for example, where there's, especially in Icebox, tons of Molly lineup post-plant play. But we're right back in the action as Spider punishes the aggressive push forward from Miniature. Once again, man disadvantage for headshot percentage. T1 happy to slow things down once again.
Automatic gets Exalt. No surprise, Exalt pushing up. Unable to find a kill there, though. Skadoodle's going up pretty aggressively himself. Impact, but Breach falls back. Nosy gonna take out that body. He's trying to. Those darn things. Hard to hit sometimes with that Sheriff.
T1 just had 2 people in the boat in spawn.
I guess 2's better than 1.
Maybe they just don't think they need the help. Skadoodle doing all the work for now. Will go down eventually to Josh RT. With 11 health and a Sheriff, he will fall to automatic. T1 starting to pick up momentum here. Going up 5-0. And maybe we're starting to see a little bit why this was their map pick. They seem to have their strategy down. They want it. They know how they want to play this. Definitely heavily revolves around this Viper lurk. And the Sage Wall's also playing a huge role in being able to secure this plant spot.
No, I mean, that to that point, I think that's actually great to bring up because you could tell the coordination's there. I mean, this isn't your typical pub game by any means. T1 is, they came in with a very, very clear game plan, specifically with this Viper pick and the Viper Sage combos mentioned. And they are executing very well right now. So HSP might have felt very good about that first game as they should, winning at 13-7, but this is Icebox. This is T1's territory now, and they got the 5-0 lead here in the first half on offense. And this time they're creeping up towards B again. Obviously, the wall's out. It's not much different than what we've seen a lot of this game so far. Just a matter of do they commit or not. And HSP constantly have to guess. And I will say T1 certainly has hit B a lot more frequently than we see a lot of teams do on Icebox. Like, B is their play, and they're going to do the same exact thing. And this time, Josh RT is here to spray. He missed the second spray shot, though, on Sage. So she'll be fine for now. So out comes a Hunter's Fury. Skadoodle, though, gets a miniature kill meanwhile, and knows he's looking to push up mid.
Yeah, and he's got to hit this timing correctly, but he won't. Curry able to find the shot. Free A site for T1. The teleport into the back. Very aggressive play from Josh RT. Gets punished for it. He doesn't materialize quite in time. Skadoodle cleaning up. Exalt in the middle area. And Jaesung, the final remaining member. 1v4 and too many angles to check for this Sova.
And Automatic will finish the job on Jaesung. So 4 players still alive. And T1, again, just really has their number right now. You look at the stat lines. Josh RT at 5-6-1. The other 4 players combined have 3 kills. It's an ugly game right now for HSP. Obviously, we gave them so much credit, and deservingly so, in that first game. You gotta call them out when things aren't going too well, and that's exactly the case here. But it really goes back to, this is all the credit to T1, right? It's their offensive strategy is clearly throwing HSP off. And it's one of those spots where you kind of wonder, does HSP think about taking a tactical pause into the later? Guys, we need to figure something out, like change up some kind of strategy. Do we get more aggressive ourselves, maybe? And well, this round, they're going to get pretty aggressive towards B.
Yeah, I mean, we saw their game plan on Ascent, which is really just to kind of pug it up, push, get aggressive, punish T1 for their map control. But this map in particular is probably the most complicated in the game in terms of like how you have to approach it. Oh my God, Curry, you dirty rat, you will be punished for it by Jaesung. The do check, but again, making them think. It has opened up the A site. It's a 3-man flank, and Automatic has Resurrect available.
Can he resurrect him? Like, can he get up there? Okay, I was gonna say, it's like, almost had some trouble initially, but no, Spider is gonna be resurrected. As Jason with that blind arrow checking the default spot, but Skadoodle picks up his 3rd kill meanwhile. And the bomb, of course, is planted. Now he's checking this angle here, and he finds the 4th. He's gonna go for the ace. It is just Jason with the Sheriff. He's gonna wait for him to come after. He knows he's not winning this round. Can he win the battle, though?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from T1 on this one. They have a very clear game plan, and it is being executed pretty cleanly, considering how off-kilter they looked in the last map.
Skadoodle? Yeah, he gets it. He wanted it. They were flanking from behind, and I thought they might have got there in time to take away the ace, but no. Makes a face there at the end. That was clever with that spray. But yeah, I feel like we're saying it said it several times now, and for good reason. It's just T1 very, very clean first half here on the offensive side specifically. So this feels like that really swing potential round, though, right, for HSP, because they got full buy, including an operator for Exalt. What do you do with this now? Where is Exalt going is a big question for me. It looks like he's headed towards the mid area for now, but it's an all-out B push. At least early, we've seen this before, though. They play it safe, or a little bit slower in the end. But, oh, that's a Rolling Thunder. Nosy. He hits a couple, and he's going to blast on through, and he gets it to fall down.
Let's get punished, though.
Has the teammate angle there to save his teammate.
Yeah, like you said, this is a big round for HSP as they fall down a member. The very beginning of it, they have an operator on their jet, but Exalt not finding anybody since everybody is cooped up in the B side of things. This drone might find some information, but with the Viper wall going up, the Sage wall to follow, it's going to be pretty hard to find any sort of value from this op.
Here.
HSP pushed back off of the yellow and default site on B.
Yeah, so even with that initial kill, though, and them committing a Rolling Thunder, getting nothing out of it, T1 is just not going to give anything to HSP. They're going to go for what seems like an obvious play, and again, get that Sage wall down. They're going to Viper pit on top of this, so of course that makes it extra difficult. The rocket in the face of Jason. However, Exalt, he will trade with an operator kill. Miniature's just going to run on through, but he can't find the one. That Viper pit, it's so difficult. He finally gets automatic, but Curry the quick trade there, and it's now down to Exalt with a Viper pit up and 3 players alive. You have an operator, buddy. You're not winning this. Just run. No, he can't run. No, Spider gets the kill and takes away the operator.
Yeah, I mean, there's no chance once that pit comes up. Operator, the most useless weapon in the game against that ability from the Viper, and T1 just suddenly looking like a well-oiled machine, as they've only died once on both days, and Curry, Skadoodle leading the way 14-4. I mean, this looks exactly like what you would want to see out of this particular lineup. Sage kind of holding it down in the back, making sure he plants, gets those reses, gets the heals off. And the tempo shift from T1 has also been really nice. They've been 5-manning, they've been defaulting, they've been splitting. Now they're taking up a 5-man position on A. Once again, Curry holding the flank, but this operator, the tower position is so powerful for the jet to hold.
I like that boom cat. Skadoodle moving around on that raise, very fluid-like. Showing that he's comfortable on it. Spider lands the operator kill on Jason meanwhile, and the Vandal shot's just not there for days, though, as Josh RT will get the Sheriff kill. So they take out one, does HSP. Sage is also a little bit lower in life. On the HSP side, that is. It's going to be spammed. No, get spammed. Right. Okay, Kid Surge comes through. So close.
And then the flank from Curry did punish Exalt, who tried to push in from B. Also able to make his way up into kitchen. Finds another kill. Now just Nosy alone against the world. Nothing doing there. T1 are making a statement, and honestly, I know this is kind of a meme, but right, they brought in this sports psychologist head coach, and they are getting in HSP's head. These lurk plays from Curry, the way that he was starting off the round in the ship with the just like the AFK style. This is mental damage, at least on this map. Who knows?
Yeah. And to follow up on that a little more is that we keep going back to this is Icebox, it's their map pick, they're comfortable. This is more than just being a map pick, though. They are out dueling them, out shooting them, and it's almost like they kind of woke up after that first game. Speaking of the mental game being a 1, I mean, HSP definitely won that in the first game and winning that map 13-7. So, but a good reset here by T1, not letting it phase them too much, knowing it's a best of the 3 series. And they advance on to Icebox now 9-0. Talk about a turnaround. I believe I saw a double operator, by the way, for HSP, though. I think both Exalt and Miniature have the operator, so that's something else that they're just trying different here. But T1 is holding down mid currently. They haven't actually really gone up mid, I don't believe, here in this first half. I wonder if they're going to follow up with this, or if they're just waiting for HST to get aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you might as well try whatever you can. I think strategy book is probably out of plays at this point for the side of HSP. Automatic will find the first kill. Exalt will take out Curry as he makes his way through middle. And now T1, will they switch things up? Oh, Miniature finds a kill in Dazed as he lurks through kitchen. This might be the moment that we've all been waiting for.
Exalt, nice shot again. So he got 2 operator kills. Like Jason, he got 1. It took him a little bit longer than expected, but he's got the teammate back up in Josh RT. Will finish the job, and that's got to feel good at least for HSP. They're on the board. Finally, it took them 10 rounds, but they will do it. It's 1-9 in the first half, but again, at least getting on the board right there. So, the double operator does ultimately pay off in the end. Exalta is still able to hang on to his, and he got a couple kills the last round as we saw. So Spider will pick one up. I believe he might have had it actually last round.
Yeah,
too.
one last round as well.
Of course, they're rich, understandably, with how this game's going. But yeah, he's going to get the operator. They both have knives on either side, so that could also be interesting to see.
Yeah, I don't feel like we've seen a ton of impact from a lot of these ultimates. Even the Hunter's Fury hasn't played a huge role in this map so far. It's mostly just been the walls and the gunplay so far for T1 carrying things. Automatic finds the first kill of the round once again. Skadoodle gonna blast back forward. Speaking of ultimates, Hunter's Fury comes out. Miniature takes out Skadoodle with a nice headshot. Jason will find a bit of information, and Miniature gets a second one as Daze tries to follow. Knows he's on the flank. Spider, really? Are you taking operator into the tube? I can't imagine. This is a very useful angle for this gun to be in, but will not be punished for it immediately.
Yeah, he's good for now. Now, the question is Exalt gonna find him? It's an operator battle over there. Uh-oh. Exalt's going in, and he lands a shot. Who are you to question? Spider elevated.
I mean, Spider's in the kitchen. You hate to see it, but sometimes Spider's got to eat. Once again, terrible jokes from me. Spider pulls out the knives and takes out Nosy as well. Another clean round from T1. I think critically, we keep seeing these 2 wall characters alive at the end of the round.
True. 10-1 lead. T1, it's the buy situation for HSP. It ain't pretty, is one way to put it.
Yeah, anytime there's a Guardian on the board, you know there's problems.
Yeah.
There's literally no reason to ever buy this weapon otherwise.
Just gonna go for those headshots. It's like an upgraded sheriff at that point, I guess.
I don't even know if that's true.
Then why is he buying it? I don't know. Oh, he is gonna try to hit those headshots, though, as Exalt. And he's pushing with Miniature over towards B, as we see on the mini-map. But again, T1 is currently in the A area, so it feels like you're the finish off the first half. T1 is interested in going the A site. The drone, I don't think it's spotted anyone. Good job hiding there by HSP. But now they're going to be spotted by some recon. A flash comes out for Moment, however. Thwart them off somewhat. Nobody dead yet. A little bit of damage coming in, but here comes another flash. This one for Breach. Headshot lining up. Not in time, though. Automatic kills him first. So Nosy dead, and now it's time to take the site.
It is, and not much resistance from the side of headshot percentage. You mentioned outgunned. Josh RT, though, able to spray down Automatic in the smoke with the Stinger. He's going to teleport somewhere else to reposition. Will it be heard? Sounds like it will be. Sent back to his original location by Spider. Now T1. They need to collect the spike before they can go for a plant. but Skadoodle
30 seconds left.
push forward, taking out Exalt. Curry finds Miniature as well. He's just lurking through mid once again, giving them indigestion.
One enemy remaining.
He's such a dad joke guy, man. Josh RT does eventually go down though, and T1 will clean up the first half, 11-1. As we rotate sides now, so at least a headshot percentage was able to get one there in that first half, but it was all T1 all the way. So now what does HSP do? Are they going to spawn camp?
They get ready for the next map, I'm pretty sure. Obviously, they're going to give it a go with the pistol. We'll see what they can pull off. There's plenty of games still to play if they win this first one and get on a roll, but I would imagine that so far it's looked like their strategy on Icebox has just been to be aggressive and pug it up, and that works on pistol rounds. But again, I'm sure that T1 probably has something up their sleeve.
Well, the default strategy so far, as expected, Vipers holding down B. Got Daze spraying through with that ghost in the mid, but it's a hard hit from HSP. They go through mid, Wonder Tunnel, and they're already into the site. Curry, though, he gets flashes that come in. He got one. He cannot get a second. Yeah, the snake bite, it stalled them a little bit. Nice flash, though, from Omen. And Spider finds a headshot on a Miniature. So the hold is pretty good for T1 so far. Bomb goes down, but T1, 4 versus 2 with not much life on that Omen.
Yeah, and that's the snakebite doing its work. Not only did Curry get 1 kill, he also took 2 players down to about 1 shot, which on pistol rounds is a huge advantage. And T1 capitalizes there, only losing 2 players that time around and bringing themselves to match point, or not map point rather.
Yeah, this means game 3 for those that may just be tuning in. Again, the recap, HSP 13-7 on Ascent, coming out strong, looking very good. The exact opposite by T1 here on Icebox, which was the map chosen by T1, to be fair. But they started off, what was it? It was a 9-0 start. They finally lost a round, but finishing 11-1 in the first half, and now 12-1, as you see. So on the verge of sending it to game 3, which is going to be Haven, by the way. If I still say if we make it there, there is hope for HSP still, 1 round at a time. Always go back to that.
Skadoodle is ready to move on as he charges forward. Very aggressive positioning from the side of T1. Exalt able to punish Spider, so it is a 4-on-4 now. Automatic though. Oh, actually loses the duel to Nosy.
Last player standing.
Exalt finds the 3rd with the Sheriff popping off.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of Exalt like we did that first game, but this round he's showing up, certainly, the 3 kills. Now it's up to Curry with the Spectre in hand, as they're going to get a plant off. Has a couple of snake bites, has that smoke. Gonna go up top early. Does he dare use the zip line? Oh, he avoided those shots somehow there. A little bit lucky.
Smoke. Smart. But too many angles to check. Nosy will get the kill. And all right, HSP. They're going to be able to get at least 1 more advantageous round, since T1 did buy up for that one, trying to close it out. So definitely an uphill battle in round number 15 for T1. But of course, plenty of advantage so far in terms of the rounds. We are still at map point. And it just takes 1 at this point for T1.
Yeah, that is the other side of it. 1 round at a time for HSP. It does just take 1, though, for T1. So, yeah, gonna play it a little bit safer this time around. Not gonna force anything. See how HSP now responds to this. They're gonna holding angles. Where the hell is Skadoodle? He's being a little sneaky there. Unfortunately, gets found by the Bulldog of Exalt. And Miniature will find Curry as well. So Automatic, he got the headshot, but it's not enough damage. Josh RT with the Stinger. It's got a Spider, though, dashing in right click. As Daze goes down, though. It's just up to Spider.
Got
a Stinger and 1 life. He's got a dream, baby.
I've never seen you lose these, Spider. Not even once. First time for everything.
Suppose there is. All right, so staying alive, but here comes the buy now from T1. And obviously on the side of HSP, you still have a couple players, not necessarily with the, and well, we are, I was going to say, do we see upgrades? Actually, we are. So they are going to upgrade avails. I mean, they're obviously,
might as
they're
well
of course
at
very
this
aware.
point. Yeah. Two ultimates are online for the side of T1. They have the Blade Storm for Spider, and Skadoodle has the Showstopper, continuing to lead the way for the T1 boys. 19-8 on the raise. Goes for the jump. Sides against it.
Play from HSP. Exalt. Ooh.
This is the shot. That would have
Couldn't
been a
get
big
it.
pick there to open up the A site. Heavy pressure from HSP over this way. Spider, though, will strike back, taking out Miniature as he tries to come up and over those pipes. Oh,
T1.
automatic.
Yeah, T1 basically saying, come at us. I mean, we're ready to defend this. And you can tell HSP is very hesitant now. So, we're going to lose one. Nosy will catch Curry. Guess what? Curry flanking in that spawn area. And Nosy's able to hit that shot first. So, they're trying to go fast to B, but it takes them a long time to get there, just as it takes T1 to get there.
Yeah, and
But
these
without,
great angles.
Yeah, they don't have Sage either. So, they do not have that Sage wall to put down. He's going to try to put it down. Daze, meanwhile, finds the headshot on Exalt. And he gets
Spider
it.
finds-
Gets
Spider
another,
gets
and he cleans
three.
up Nosy. He was hiding there all along.
Josh has this off flank angle. They don't really know where he is, so he's going to be able to find Spider. Also knows where Skadoodle is. Daze rotating in, Spike ticking down. They're just going to play time. This is a crucial moment, and Daze will be able to find the flank. Josh goes down. T1 gets the defuse, and we're going to a map number 3.
Now we are. It's going to be Haven. Haven to determine whether or not, or more so, which of these teams is going to advance on. And like we talked, this is a single elimination tournament here in the open qualifier. So